Hey everybody. What a wonderful conversation we're having in the chat. I love you guys. You're so awesome. Awful? No, I wasn't going to say that, honestly. So, first of all, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Don? Yes. Don? Can you guys hear me? Do I need the mic turned up louder? That's pretty loud. Okay, someone said yes, thank you. So, hey everybody, and welcome back. My name is Sue, and I am from OML Embroidery, and welcome. If you're here for the first time, welcome, welcome. All of our regulars, lovely to see you in the morning. We, I like this time. I think it's a good time to be digitizing. Starts off our day, but everyone in the OML Embroidery University group wanted it on Wednesday at 2 p.m. So that's what we're going to do. That's Eastern Standard Time, of course. So we're doing this today. The next one will be on Wednesdays. So I've updated the schedule in the group. So if you're ever wondering what's going on, that's where you look. So good morning to everyone. Good morning. Everyone's saying good morning. We had a lovely chat. Sandy Ackery, her husband Joe is in the group. So welcome, Joe. He's watching along. So everyone say hi to Joe. Daylight time, not Eastern. Dawn, geez. Everyone knows what I mean. Come on. Dawn. All right, so let's talk about what we're doing here. Okay, so Sunset with Sue, Digitizing After Dark. I guess we'll have to change the name or just leave it, whatever. But I'm digitizing in Perfect Embroidery Professional software by Dime. So if you're a beginner and you're having a hard time, you can go to inspiredbydime.com and you can download a demo and work through it. You can't stitch it out or anything, but it'll help you get the feel of what we're doing. But if you have Embird or you have P Design or Wilcom Hatch or Wilcom E4, you can still do this. Now, I try very hard to mention, what tools that we're using, but you should have them in your digitizing software. So for sure you can do this lesson in any software that you have. It may take you a few minutes to figure it out, but you will learn your software better doing it this way. So I highly encourage anyone everywhere to get working with their software. You don't have to have Perfect Embroidery Pro, although I do enjoy it. I use people ask me this all the time. What do you use the most? I use Wilcom E4 and so does Dawn for our production. It's big level stuff and seriously expensive. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, and then I use this one as well. I really like Perfect Embroidery Pro, and I'm trying to encourage people to try software that I think it's easy. I think a beginner can hop on this and come up with something, even if you're piecing it together. So it's about accomplishment. So that being said, let's talk about what we're doing today. Okay, so this is kind of a basic design, but it is a starting point. Okay, this fish maybe looks like a drawing, the orange one that your kid did, but that's fine. This one's a little better and it would stitch out even better. I just hastily placed this stuff, but this is the beginning. We're working with shapes. We are creating a design out of nothing. And that's the important part of it. We're using shapes, we're using, basic functions to come up with this. And I think this is fun, and I think it teaches you guys a lot no matter what software you're using. It teaches you a lot. It is one of my favorite things to do because I like to play in the software. I mean, work is work, we do specific things, but I like to play in the software and, come up with something cool. And that's what we're doing here. So let's take a look at the elements. Now, this is a symbol, circle, oval, triangle, and that's a heart and that's a heart and a circle. So really easy. This is just one I pulled from the symbols. This one as well, but we made a snail, right? We made a snail, so you could pop your snail in there or just do a circle and some lines. And this is also a symbol, but I'm going to show you guys how to do this one. So let's move the screen over, and there's other ideas you can do to put in your fish tank. So you could do rocks. I kind of took a shortcut here. It doesn't look bad, but it would be great if you made like 4 or 5 different sizes of a rock, whatever shape you want it to be. They're usually little pebbles at the bottom. And then duplicate them and place them wherever you want. Stones, so bigger stones, a treasure chest, which is just a rectangle. You can play around with plants with different leaves. This is one we did in another class. And flowers, the water flowers, they could be fake flowers. Stones, pebbles. Oh, I did stones twice. I was probably pretty tired. So you can put anything you want in your fish tank. So we're going to start off easy. We're going to start off with the basics. Oh, another thing, people are asking me, did I use variegated thread here? And the answer is no. That is a color blend. Same with this fishy here. He's a color blend. I did embossing on this. But I think this one would look the best. And this is amazing. I played around with it, again, playing, and I came up with this look, and I thought, yeah, that makes it. I don't know if I like the bottom part or not, but I can always improve on it. Beatrice is not getting out of bed. I announce Beatrice is not getting out of bed. Thanks, Beatrice. Stop texting me. You know I'm live. Oh, it's Dawn's fault. A skull in the fish tank. Yes, very good, Karina. We could, I'm going to write it down on this. So, skull. I think it would also be cool to put, freestanding lace, light freestanding lace designs in it too. But I think a skull, that would be easy to do with shapes because it's kind of an oval and some circles and stuff like that. Thank you, by the way. I'm seeing them, but I'm kind of missing them at the same time. Thank you so much, you guys, for the donations. We really appreciate anything. If you can't donate, then share. That helps out so much. Even if you just share it on your own Pinterest, group, I guess, or your own Facebook page. I guess not really pages, profile. You can do that. That helps. All of it helps. All of it helps. And I know everyone's busy doing other things, but take some time out for yourself. So, are we ready to get started with everything? Yes, we are. So, I'm going to do it the same way that we did last time, and I'm just going to do the new one right beside the old one so we can, remember I pulled the pieces off and, oh, fish bones, great idea. That's a fantastic idea because why not, right? Anything you can think of goes, and if you can make it out of shapes, that's fine. If you just want to pull it in from another design, that's fine too. That's fine too. It's still very creative, so don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Work with what you've got and work with your skills. And this is what we're doing. We're building up our skills. So, okay, are there any questions before we get started? A pirate skeleton. Yeah, a pirate hat or a deep sea diver. Don't they usually have different things like that? You know what? You could go on to Google and get ideas. Don't copy them, of course, but you could get some general ideas. Karina says, so many plans for the homework. Yeah, creative. This is the beginning. Like I said, I know. Oh, that's our beagle. I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, that's our beagle. Sunken ship and anchor. You know, an anchor wouldn't be that hard to do. So, Odie. So that's okay. Okay, so let's start with this fish because I thought it was kind of cute. So we'll leave him there so we can look at him and I'll show you what pieces we're using. So we are going to start off with shapes. The thing to remember with shapes is that they are not stitches. They are, basically graphics. I don't want to confuse everyone with that, but it's nothing that'll stitch out. It's called artwork. So that makes sense in your brain, right? So we're going to pick an ellipse. So we want a circle and let's see, we'll make them kind of the same size. So I'm holding the control key down, which works in a lot of software, to constrain it so it's perfectly even. That's what we want. Okay, so we've got that. And then the lips, it's a kissy fishy. The lips and the tail are hearts. And you can play around with this a little bit. I'm going to do, and hold down the control key again. I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to do a small one. And then I'm going to go back to my select. And you see right here, it's pretty small, but it's in pink. This is how we turn it. So easy. Now, if you have your grid on, you can make sure that everything is straight. I don't have the grid on. Normally, I do work with it on. I don't have my grid on because it makes it harder for you guys to see. So I turned one the other way, and that is already cute and gives me some ideas. And I'll turn this one the other way. Now, this one's a little bit bigger. Isn't that cute already? Isn't that cute? I'm really happy with that. The eyeball is just a circle and this is a rectangle. I just kind of added that at the end because I thought it was cute. So, okay, maybe not the greatest, but let's go into shaping. And I'm going to select two of them. So holding down the control key to select two. Am I not on the control key? I was not. I moved my keyboard, so I messed that one up. And it's morning and I'm kind of tired. So what are we looking for? Shaping. And we're going to weld them together so it makes one shape. So he's a kissy fishy. Now let's do the same thing here. The heart and the whole thing. Right click and shaping and weld. There we go. Yeah, it had to think about it. And there, boom, boom, boom. How many steps was that? Not many. Not many. There are other ways of doing this, but we're just starting off easy. We're going to do more detailed fish as we go along. So I'm going to select our fish because, remember, the Norseman says, where's the fishing hook? It's an aquarium. You don't fish in an aquarium, the Norseman. Funny, though. Funny. I'm going to right click and I'm going to convert to complex fill. And, well, I don't know if that's a cool color. I want everything to be nice and bright. So I like that so far. Now in other software you can, like Hatch, you can just pick up here what you want. In PE Design 11, when you select it, it's a drop down menu, so you can do it that way. So let's go over to here, which is called blend. And this makes it so easy. We're going to do a second color layer. It's set on auto, but I want to pick what I want from down here. So I want number 5. So all you have to do is put number 5, and you need to add the gradient. If you were to click apply right now, it wouldn't do anything because you haven't told it what to do. So let's see, linear increasing. I try different things. Oh, see, now that's great, isn't it? So it's a little, looks like a reflection. So, okay, I like that. You can even add a third layer. I have not done this before, but let's check it out. Let's do color number 2, and linear decreasing, and click apply or enter. And well, that's interesting. I don't particularly like that. I think that it may be a little small for that, but let's try another one just for fun. Just play it out. Yeah, I don't like the third color at all, but maybe we will be using that when we make more detailed. I forgot to hit apply, so I'm going to take third color layer off and apply. So I like how that one goes. Now you can see the blending is different in Fish 1, Kissy Fishy 1 to Kissy Fishy 2, but I think they're fantastic. So I'm really happy with that. I think that's just a simple, you know, cartoonish fish. So I'm going to make his eyeball. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And then go to my pointer. I'm sure there's a shortcut, but there you go. Convert to satin. It is small enough for satin, and we're going to make it black. So then, look at my little hand. That's how you know you're moving it. And let's give him an eyeball. There we go. That is looking good, although it would be pretty hard for this fish guy to swim. So he needs some fins on the side. Now we don't have to worry about the other side, but for this side, let's get a rectangle, and I'm just going to pull it out like this. Or you could simply do some style stitches if you wanted. So we don't want square. Let's, which one? Satin input. Now let's do it the way I did it before. We're working with shapes. So we can add parts, we can add points, we can change the shape of this. So all I did for this one is I moved this one down here and match it up with where it is, and this one down here. And look what shape I have. That looks more like what we want. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because it's kind of crazy. And I am going to convert it to satin stitches. And there you go. And boom, look at that. That's all I did. So you don't have to stick with just, you know, basic shapes. You can adjust them. So I'm going to put it right about here. You could do, you know, different fills for it and make it look, you know, really fancy. But that's our first fish. And I think that's really cool that just whipping it out on the, you know, top of your head, that's easy. Now this one, I added a few more details. But believe it or not, this is a triangle with one curved point added to it. Seriously, and that made a beautiful fin, back fin, or whatever you call it. I'm sure the Norseman is just cringing with my terminology. Apologies in advance for that. So let's do a triangle. I'll show you how I did it. Oh, I got to hit the control key because I want it constrained. Let's make it about this big. That should do a great job. And then let's add our points. So I'm going to right click and add point, and it's a curve, and all I did was bring it up, and you get this really cool shape. Isn't that easy? So if you're ever looking for shapes, that is just one node extra, one node, and you get a whole new shape. So let's leave that. Actually, let's do an oval for this guy. And we're going to do something a little bit different for this because I tried a couple of things for it. He's going to have a lot of fins. A lot of fins. A lot of fins, big fins, smaller body. So I'm going to turn this around again, line it up with your grid. It makes it easier. And let's put it right there. So isn't that cool? I really like how that turned out. Now, in the orange fish number one, I used a different tool up here for it. So if you notice, this one is all one piece, whereas this one, it's different colors, and this part of the fin is on top. As a matter of fact, it is cut out. Look at that, cut out. So you can use the shapes as almost as a cookie cutter, I guess. That's a pretty good description for it. So I can make this guy a little bit longer. Whoops, a little bit longer. There we go. And I think that looks pretty good. You could, move this around as well and, make a top fin or something. I'd have to look further at fishy pictures. So can you guys see the shapes okay? Yeah, you should be able to. So select the two, right click, and we're going to do a trim. And it goes one way or another depending on what order it's in. I actually think I might like that better. So if you wanted to trim the other way, you just have to reverse the order of it. So I kind of like that as well. So it just cut the end off of the fin. And I like that. So, I think that's cool. So I'm going to show you quickly how I made the mouth of this guy. I took a triangle, found it, and I just kind of pulled it out, and I thought, oh, all right, that might be a good shape for that. Put it like this. Well, I'm gonna, whoops, my mouse is kind of touchy today. Yeah, that's not quite the angle that I want, so I'll just angle it around. And that's how I did the mouth. So you could also do this for like shark teeth or anything like that. So he's going to have a big smile. So here, and we don't want to merge it because then he's going to have a weird face. Although, I mean, fish can be weird, so, you can do whatever you want. Right click and shaping and trim. Cookie cutter. Boop. Sorry, gotta deselect. There we go. And then you just pull your triangle out, and at this point you can delete it. So it's a cookie cutter. Now, isn't that easy? You could have also gone and moved the nodes around, and if you don't like the way it cookie cut out, you can change it. He's gonna be a little scary. You can always move stuff around and come up with something completely different. So I kind of like that. The cookie cutter was a great start to get it, how you want. I think he's pretty cool. I am going to make this guy a bit bigger because I want to show you really clearly how to do the detail. So basically the same as this, but a little bit different. Don says he needs scary teeth. Well, I don't think he's big enough for scary teeth, but we can work on that, Don. Thanks. So right click, and we're going to convert it to complex fill. So I like that. I think I'll make it black again like I did the other one. And I'm also going to, let's see. Yes, I am going to go in and change the angle. See right here, the two black dots are your angles. So this is where it starts, this is where it ends, and these blue ones are the nodes, and then this one is the angle, stitch angles. So I'd like you to notice this is one of the reasons why I really like this Perfect Embroidery Pro, because look, as I approach the red circle, my cursor has it on the bottom. So you know exactly what you're clicking on. And I like that because sometimes no matter what, I grab the wrong thing and it can be annoying. So I want to change the angle. Changing the angle is something that really makes a difference. Now, I have the 3D on. I don't normally work that way, but it's way easier for you guys to see, so I just leave it on. But that has a difference look to it, and I like that. Now, you could outline it if you want, but we're going to do a little bit of detail on it, and we'll make the right connections and stuff afterwards. I'm not going to really worry about that yet, but we will, because connections are really important. Now, if you remember when I pulled this design out and changed it, it was very few points, and I want to stick to that. So I always do that. I right click. It is just a habit. And it's left click and hold down the control key, and you get a curve, a straight one here, a straight one here. And I'm gonna simply travel up here a little bit, and I'm gonna zoom right in so y'all can see. I'm on the inside, just a little bit. And I'm gonna go to the middle, and then I'm gonna angle it here, and I'm gonna go back exactly on it. And you can do as many of these designs as you want, but I think this is really cool for, you know, a little bit extra detail, and it kind of gives them a little bit of groove. I missed the line, so I'll go back in and fix it. So then I'm going to go back to here and finish where I started. Now I'm going to hit enter over here, and see, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Just a little design on him. You can play around with it and step it up. What I'd like to see here is all one piece. So not here, here, end it, start here, start here. That would be way too many jump stitches in it, so we don't want that. What I do want to fix, I missed this just a little bit, so I'm going to select it and make sure I have the orange part selected, and you can see that it is. And I'm going to go to the points, and I'm going to right click right here, add a point, and I'm just going to pull this up, and I want it again over. We want it over, like into the black a little bit, because if you stitch it out, you would find that the orange would be like a glow on it. It wouldn't look right. So okay, enter. Let's see how well I fixed it. Pretty sure I did. And see, that looks better. Now, remember that this piece is, let's see, very small. It's 1.5 inches by 2 inches. And nobody is going to be looking this close at your work. So I call it a step back. If you step back and kind of look at it, you can't tell if anything is, you know, off a little bit. What I would suggest, when you stand back and you look at this, you can see that you can't see the design, whereas this one you can. So this is too many stitches for such a small place. So I think 3 points around looks fantastic. So a lot of people make that mistake because, wow, it does look great like this, but when you pull it back, it just looks like a random blob of orange. So that's how you remember about detail and how much detail that you put into something. Step back. There's usually a setting that you can put it 1:1, and then you can see how it looks. So when you're doing small designs, less detail works better. You can see the difference. And that is right there. That is the reason why you can't take a large design on the working file and make it into a very small design, because all your pretty detail work is not going to look great on the small design. So I made this guy bigger. Now let's step back a bit. Yeah, see the difference? It's really important to understand this. Larger, there can be more detail. Smaller, you cut it by a lot. So for everyone who asks, well, I want to make the design, they're selling their design or whatever, and they want to make their design in all the different sizes. Can I just reduce it? And my answer is no, because this looks completely different than this does. It looked great large, not so much. Suzanne, that black center mark drives me crazy. I wish there was an option to end it. Center mark. I don't have a center mark. Are you talking about this? Right here, Suzanne? That is your last stitch. That's where I ended off the whole thing. So if you're digitizing more, you know exactly where to start. It helps actually for your connections, because connections are really important. So that's what that is. You'll see it'll move. Super handy in other software. There's, kind of like a little X on it, so you know where you ended up. So what kind of decoration are we going to do on this part of the fish? So let's convert to, applique. I guess we could do applique for this. It's a little bit small. I've made the fish a little bit bigger. I would suggest maybe making it bigger for applique. I think this might be a little hard to do. So let's do it like the other one. Convert it to complex fill. And I'm going to leave it that orange because I think it looks great. Another quick tip here, and I know a lot of other software has it. You can, I think it's utility, create outline. Boom. And boom. And you have an outline. I could move it back in, but I think this one's pretty cool. I'm actually going to... There were settings that you could move it back in, but I'm going to do it like this because, why not? Let's see how it looks. If you don't like it, you can just delete it because it's a separate part. So, yeah, maybe he's glowing or something like that. Now, Suzanne, see it changed to here. It was here, and now it changed to here. And if we were to put the node mode on, see there's a red dot there? So that's where we ended off. It just, once you get used to it, it'll really help. So if I was doing something in black, I know I would start right here and it would do it all in one. So it's kind of cool. I like it. So let's do that. Let's do exactly that. And what kind of a design can we do on this guy? I think I might change the complex fill or tatami stitch. I think I might do that. We could just maybe do a stripe like this. Fish can be designed any way that you want, whatever you think looks good. And you know what? Try different things. That's the fun of it. Try different things. Maybe I could do it coming from there. Let's see. I don't know if I'll like this or not. Well, not in orange. Not really in orange. Black, no. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to delete this actually. And I'm going to show you guys how handy that little black thingy is because we're going to make a connection. So I know the black ends here. We saw that. So I'm going to take my run path and I call this, kind of walking. We're going to walk it over to the next element that we're making. And I'm going to run it across here because I don't think it's going to look bad. And that is our connection. So when the black outline stitches out, it is going to do it all in one. There's no trim. There's no trim. It can be a radioactive fish. Yeah, for sure. We're just gonna maybe a sunshine, sunset, sunrise fish. I don't know. You can also change this to motif. I'm just trying to figure out something a little different. And honestly, this is exactly how I do it. I just play around with ideas and I'm trying to incorporate as many techniques as I can. So this is a good one to practice. Whoops, I didn't hit the pointer. That's awesome. Whoops, now it's going to be hard to grab. So I'm going to go right there and I'm going to make this black. So what I'm trying to do here is mimic this but opposite. Now I really need to fix that because it's kind of weird. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe. It's different, I guess. I'm going to give him a bigger eye because I can, and I want to see how it looks. It looks pretty happy. It looks pretty happy. And let's see, satin. Yes, please. And maybe we'll give this guy, just to be a little strange, a blue eye. A blue-eyed fish. Yeah, I kind of like that. Maybe a design right here. So maybe let's select this and do Control D. And that's our duplicate. And click right there. And then make it black. So he could be, oops, I got to do the select. He could be a polka dot fish. See, that looks much better. I don't know if I like it at all, but let's select the satin stitch. It's hard for me to grab. Satin stitch. It's a lot easier if you don't have the 3D on, but anyways, it's easier for you guys to see. I did Control D and then simply put polka dots on them. I love the duplicate. I think that is just awesome. So, dude's getting kind of weird. He's a weird fish. But that's okay. He can be a decorative fish. I'm not too keen on all the polka dots, but hey, I'm having fun, right? I'm having fun. Oh, I just can't grab stuff that I want. So I think, there we go. How about like that? That's a fish disguise. He has warts. Chris Yost, he has warts. Yeah, maybe if he's mutating, he could grow legs and come after you. Come after the Norseman. Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Oh, I just had to have a drink. Sorry. So another thing we can do, this is the outline, and we could convert to steel and make it a little smaller maybe. And see, I kind of like that. Even with the space around it, I kind of like that because it would, the fabric would show through. I mean, generally most people want to cover it or whatever, but I think outside of the box, and I think that might be kind of cool. Just a different look. So we've got our guy pretty much decorated. I like him. If you don't like how this is, you can just click on it and just kind of move it around. If you want to play around with it, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Maybe pull. Probably would have to go into nodes to get this part right. So let's just do it. There's a lot of nodes. Wowie. Wowie zowie. So just move them around so it covers it up. I like to put the settings so it automatically creates, like shows you what you're doing without pressing. Whoops! I grabbed a Bezier curve there. Ooh, don't mess with them if you don't have to. I will do a class on them though, so you guys can really learn how to use the Bezier curves because they're good. Now, I think that looks a little better. Just a couple, I could adjust there. Just a couple of changes on it. And he is, you know, weird, but we're okay with it. So he's kind of big because I did put some details on. I want to show you guys again. Whoops. I want to show you guys again why you can't do, you know, what you want to do. There's more to digitizing. Let's make them small. And look, let's zoom in here. This is a mess. We've now got really, really thick edges. and these are too close to that. So yeah, you could change stuff around, but I think it would be better to start it off again and do different things to it. So cool. Let's make this guy as big as he needs to be to see our details. I'm liking that. That is a little bit over. I did change it because I moved everything down. So that's, detail stuff. If you're choosing to do it this way, then you have to just bring these in. It's just easy to do. Just see the nodes there. And I don't have to zoom in anymore because I know my cursor turns blue, so I know I'm grabbing a node. I like it. I will change my settings too. And just put it round about the middle of the satin stitches, or steel stitches they call it. Just round about the middle, and then you know it's going to cover up properly. So just like that, we came up with a decently connected fish. The black should stitch out in one. And always remember that your stitch simulator is your best friend, so you can make sure that your connections are good. That's also very important. When you step back, other than this tail mess, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. So let's do, what time is it? Oh, we still got time. So this part here, I just did this part's pretty easy, but next week we'll work on making that part more detailed. It's always good to start off with the square so you know your limitations and what size you want your final design to be. So I usually started off that way, but we're just kind of working on things here. So in this case, I fit it in. You can, wow, mouse. I wonder, okay, never mind, fine. I won't move it over. It just doesn't want to. So all I did here was add the extra nodes and then just play around. I kind of wanted like a rocky look and build up on the side. See, these are what the Bezier curves are for. So you can take it and change it how you want. I'm just going to leave it right now. So I'm going to add another point and maybe up a little bit. Kind of wavy. See, that would do too. And I'm going to take this one and line it up. And there we go. That's a lovely shape just by adding two nodes. So then I was contemplating what to do. Now, another trick you could do is make this part just fill stitch as a background, and then place your rocks on top of it, so you don't have to have everything overlapping on it. And I think you could get away with that quite easily. We'll work on that next week, so don't worry about it. So convert to complex fill or tatami fill, and I like the beige that I used. It's kind of cute for that. Let's see. And so I kind of thought about how we could do it, and I'm trying to think for the introduction. If we are creating artwork, how do we create the stitch out? You right click and you convert it to stitches. Most softwares like that. If you're using shapes and whatever, you have to tell what kind of stitches. So whenever I'm right clicking convert to, that's what I'm doing. You can convert it back to artwork if you want and fix a few things, but look, you can convert it to run if you just want an outline, or you can convert it to, let's see, we'll put it back on complex fill because I'm going to show you what I was doing. So what was I doing? I want to change the angle. Changing angles is a cool thing to do, and I'm going to make it straight up and down. So we'll try to hit that 90 right there. Maybe. We'll just leave it like that. Always remember to hit apply or enter, and then let's see if we can get something that looks like rocks. So, not jagged. Maybe jagged would work, but we're not going to try it right now. Ooh, a blend. Ooh, all right. Ooh, I wonder if we could do a blend on it. All right, we'll play with that one next time, guys. So, tatami, here it is. I was just flipping through. I find these ones a little hard to see, but I usually have my screen really big because I have a widescreen monitor, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. So let's see. And my apply is right there because I don't want to pull out my keyboard. It looks like sand, I guess. I don't know. I had a hard time figuring it out. Let's go to here. And this is a great way. So it's the star and it's different things you can do. So gradient, stippling, wave. Let's see what that does. Okay, I am liking that one. Look at that, just by fiddling around. I really like that. It looks like sand or really small bits. I like it. I like it. So I'm going to leave that. That's a new discovery. We can put all this together after. I kind of do like my black and orange fish with a blue eye. I do like the kissy fishy. So let's work on the background. Let's show you how I did that. I remember start off with a square to start the whole thing, but color gradients are awesome, and it's worth call it a compass fish. Well, yeah, why not? Why not? So that's my shape. I do want it in stitches right now, so we're going to do complex fill, and we want not black, we want a blue color. That's what I did in the other one. So select it again, and let's go to our color blends. Now you can look for that in your software. You will find it. Most of it has it. And we're going to add a second color layer. And what I did is I'm working with, basic colors. So I'm going to pick this basic green. So we're going to go to number 3, and let's just try convex and see what happens. There we go. Apply. Can't see anything till you take it off. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It's different from the one I did. You will be able to see the colors better when you stitch it out, but what a gorgeous shading that is. And that just sets everything off. When you stitch it out, you'll be surprised how beautiful it looks. So density, you can change the stitch length. There's a few things you can do with it. So let's try another one. So linear increasing, I think that one would work as well. Yeah, see, it looks like it's lighter in this corner and deeper and darker over here. So you could put some of your scarier items at the bottom here in the dark, or you could do eyeballs, just eyeballs in the corner, and then everyone can wonder what it is. So let's try another one. And linear increasing. So we could try, I tried that. Wait, concave, apply. Yeah, that one's cool too. It doesn't make much sense in oh no, it does, because it's blue. You will be totally amazed when they stitch out. Let's zoom right in and we can see the stitches. Isn't that cool? So it's blue on the bottom, and then the green stitches are spaced apart differently. And you look, it's tighter at the bottom, so you see more green. And that is a lovely, lovely color blend. You see more blue in the middle and more green on the outside. And it's stitch. Looks like the sun is shining through the water. Yes. Hatch does have color blends. In Brilliance, I'm pretty sure it does too. I don't know what levels. I never remember the levels for in Brilliance. I love the software because it works just dandy on my Mac. By the way, this also works on a Mac, which is thrilling. I haven't tried it yet because I don't have any more installations to do it, but I hear it works and it's free to, you just need something called the Mac key. So, yay. Yay. So which one do we want to pick? Convex. Let's see, can we pick anything from here? Blend, it says. Woo! Ooh! That's really cool. Ah, I just guessed right there. I don't know why it changed my colors, but oh, auto, that's why it changed the colors. So that's a completely different blend. That's kind of cool. Woohoo! See how it looks? Yeah, that's different. So, yeah, look at that. Completely different. I just like playing around. I think that's kind of fun. Blend, cross stitch, advanced stippling, wave. Can we wave it? I think it'll turn back to one color. Yeah. That's a nice light fill though. So turned it back to one color. However, we can add a second color and we're going to add number 3 green. You get to know your numbers. Well, let's see if this works. Just an experiment, and this is why you need to play in your software. It did white, it didn't do it. So not everything can be blended, but this looks really good, really good. If you change the angle, what will happen? It's always good to play around with angles in any software. It is this one, because it's a blend, you can change the curve of it. So it will give it a whole different look. Remember how it looked now? And change it. Takes a minute because it's calculating a lot of stitches. And yeah, it's just changed it. I actually, oh, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? I needed to put the points up a little higher. See how I need to put it up here so it does all of it? Yeah, always try to change your angle. You know, you can put two objects of the same thing beside each other and change one angle and it looks completely different. Isn't that cool? All right, that's a fun experiment. I really like that. It's a nice light fill. So if you had, say, green fabric that you're doing it on, I think it would show through a little bit and be pretty nice. So you can look for all these tools in your software. If you're using Dime, you know where they are, but there'll be a color blend. There will be trim or remove overlaps is also a very handy one. I think they all have merge and ones like that. So I think that's a groovy background. I'm really happy with how that turned out. I think that's really neat. Wave, that's what I did. Motif. Standard. Contour. Contour can be pretty intense. Well, we don't want square water. Do you weld when I move the fish over? Not on this one. A lot of times when you, I guess remove overlaps is a better picture of, or a better word for what you're meaning, because if you were to weld the fish with the background, it's going to put it together, so it'll probably just be a square. So you can't weld. Weld takes different objects and puts them together as one. So that's not what you want to use for this one. Let's go back to wave. You can cut things out, but a lot of times it makes a mess. Honestly, I rarely cut things out. You can remove overlaps or, oh, it's underneath. Well, that's actually kind of cool too. It's just a shadow of a fish. I wonder how well you'll be able to see it, but that's not the droid I was looking for on this one. I would just honestly put it on top. That's what I would do. Go back to our list. We have to move it around because I did this one last, right? So let's right click, order, and put it to back. And I should group this fishy if we're going to play with him. I always do that. It makes it so much easier. You don't like miss parts when you're going on. So we can move some of the stuff over. And no, I might be too far away. It is a lot easier. Oh, that one is... I thought I moved it right to the back. No, I didn't. Where is it? Well, anyways, you guys get the idea, right? It's easy enough. I don't know where this is. Let's find out. Complex fill. Yeah, cool. So you can move stuff around. You can put a frame around it. It doesn't have to be square either, by the way. You can, make it make sense. There. Oh, I still can't grab it. That's okay. So you can make it make sense, and then you could do maybe an outline around this in like gray or silver to look like a fish tank. Now, if you want to know how to do these, I guess I'll call them split leaves. They are in the last bookshelf video. So, and then the stem as well. We will save the... I always do it the wrong way. I'm tired. We will save the starfish and details like that for the next video because we can get a little more detailed on it. And like I said, you can move your snail in for sure. This is just, it could be done a little better. I'd like it curvier so it looks like it's waving in the water like this one. This is a palm tree, but what the heck? It's a symbol. I just popped it in there. This is also in the symbols, and of course these are circles, and this was also in the symbols. It's like a temperature thingy. So you can put it together, and what we're going to work on Wednesday at 2 p.m., so 2 in the afternoon, Eastern Daylight Time, dawn. And we will, how about make a shark with teeth that's going to fit the whole thing. And that way we can put detail in it. And then I want to make, Don Brown needs to make a goldfish bowl mug rug. Ooh, that's a great idea, Misha. I think that would be cute. We could do some like koi fish in it or something. But we will add more details. Like I said, this is the basics. When you start learning, you start with the basics and work your way up to it. So if you can do this, and if your skills, if you're more advanced, then show that off. Go for it. Show us what you got. You don't have to do the basics way of doing it. It is cool to start off that way and then add ideas. So remember, you can do a treasure chest. You could make big rocks. You could make a skull. I wrote that down. We could do that in one class. And we could... get a lot of details going, and then I think I'll do a little video on stitching it out and how it looks, and I'll just do it, not live, just do it time lapsed so we can see, and then we can see our color blends and what the wave stitch looks like stitched out, and shark teeth and the whole bit. So does anyone have any questions? Any questions? Hopefully you guys will do your homework and come up with something really cool. Really cool. So we have 90 people watching. That's awesome. That's awesome. My computer's been acting up, so not sure I'll be able to play. I think it's going to go to Squad when the craziness is over. You should go in and defrag it. Start it up again. You probably have too many things starting at the same time and you're taxing the memory. So that's a good thing to do. Do cleanup. Do cleanup. You got to do maintenance on your computers as well. So yeah, this will be, we worked on the bookshelf and we are going to be working on this. I'm going to say till the end of the month, but if we're all having a great time, we'll keep it going. So if there's any questions, hop into the OML Embroidery University Facebook group. So, we can answer your questions there, and other people in the group can answer them as well, and we can get a cute little fish tank done. So fun, fun, fun. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys like this video. I'm thrilled that there's 90 people in this one. I know a lot of people said they're not going to be there, but this is an amazing time for me. Ooh, thank you, Sandy. #1 fan. Yes, you are. You're so helpful. We appreciate it. So, any questions? Anything people want to know? I like this time. I think 90 is pretty much the most we've had. So, yeah, everything is on rerun. I saw someone ask that. I won't be able to make it, blah, blah, blah. Every video is still on the YouTube channel. So everyone should subscribe. Everyone could share, even on your own timeline. But if you subscribe and you select notifications, you will get notified of every video that is put up. So even if you can't watch it live, you'll be able to find it really easily. So I'll see you guys in the group. Have a wonderful day and remember to keep safe. We love you guys. Bye.